President Obama told troops at a base in New Jersey that our own military will get leaner. That probably didn't help military morale. Our men and women in uniform are not feeling positive about their service. Look at this. According to a survey in the Army Times, 56% in the military say their quality of life is good or excellent. That's down from 91% in 2009. Congressman Peter King, Republican, New York, with us now. Congressman, are you okay with cutting the military at a time like this?
No, I think the president is sending a very schizophrenic message. In many ways, al-Qaeda and its affiliates are more powerful than ever, whether it's Afghanistan or Iraq or anywhere in the Middle East. Al-Qaeda and ISIS and other groups are on the move, and we're asking more and more of our military, and at the same time, the president is talking about how he's going to cut back. That is not the clarion call that a commander-in-chief should be sending to the troops in the field.
Is there any enthusiasm? Can the Republicans turn this around? They've got 2 years. It's a Republican Congress for the next 2 years. Can they turn it around and spend some more money on our military?
Yeah, and spending money wisely and effectively. And I think you'll see John Boehner, you'll see Mac Thornberry, the new chairman of the Armed Services Committee. All of them feel very strongly about this. Certainly John McCain, as the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, is going to be very, very supportive of our military. So I think the military will see more support when it comes to the Congress, and also hopefully as we go toward 2016, we can have a presidential candidate who will make it clear and consistent how important it is that we stand with the military, not just in the good days, but in the bad days as well.
May I move to that lone wolf attack in Sydney, Australia yesterday? I personally, this is my personal opinion, I want to see a much stronger approach to domestic terrorism. I want the President of the United States to identify it as Islamic terror. I want a much tougher stand. Am I going too far? What do you think, sir?
No, I think you're saying exactly the right thing. Our enemy is not terrorism, it's Islamist terrorism. It's Islamist terrorism, and there's many faces and many manifestations. And the fact is there is a real threat within our country. And it's within the Islamist community, the Muslim community, you find these Islamists. And it's important that we have increased police surveillance. It's important that we stand by federal law enforcement and state and local law enforcement. And they have to be aggressive. They have to go in. They have to find out those in the community who could be going toward terrorism. And you monitor them. You watch them. And we saw the NYPD was very effective at this. And then the New York Times, the Civil Liberties Union, the Associated Press all went after them. And they've had to cut back on their surveillance activities, or they're certainly under pressure in what they do. We have to find out where the threat is coming from. You can only do that by having informers and sources within the community, and you can only do that by having active surveillance. Listen, I've said this before. When the FBI was going after the mafia, they went to the Italian-American communities. When they were going after the Westies, they went to the Irish-American community, especially the bars on the west side of Manhattan. That's just the reality. So we have to put political correctness aside and do the right thing.
The Taliban stormed a military-run school in Pakistan this morning. The death toll is 126, most of them children. Can I have your first reaction to that, Congressman?
Absolutely gruesome, horrible, disgusting.
I'm sorry, I lost audio for a second there. Charles Krauthammer on Fox News has said we must go to the source of this terror. We must defeat it on its home turf. Do you think that there is any strong opinion within the United States to launch new attacks, large-scale attacks, on the source of this terror, ISIS or the Taliban?
You know, there probably is not, and that's why it's up to leaders in the country, especially the commander-in-chief, to mobilize public opinion. We can't just retreat. We can't be isolationists. We can't be just hiding behind our borders. We have to realize that what's happening in Afghanistan, what's happening in Iraq, what's happening in Yemen can have a direct impact on us here in the United States. That's where the source, that's where the threat is coming from, and we have to take action against it. And it's up to a president, rather than be talking about how he's pulling everyone back and how he's cutting back, he should be saying that we will do whatever we have to do to go to the source, to root it out, and to stop it there. Because if we don't stop it there, it comes here.
Congressman Peter King, thanks for joining us, sir. Much obliged to you. Thank you.
Stuart, thank you.
Yes, sir. New York City's Mayor, Bill de Blasio, well...